if I had to sum up this episode in one word, it would be sacrifice. In a world where sacrifices are often invisible, Queen Moremi's tale reminds us of what true courage and selflessness look like. Welcome back to the Black History Buff podcast. Today, we dive into the inspiring tale of Queen Moremi Ajasoro, a woman whose bravery and selflessness changed the course of Yoruba history. Let's journey back to the 12th century, to the Yoruba kingdom of Ile-Ife, considered the spiritual heartland of the Yoruba people, located in present-day Nigeria. At that time, Ile-Ife was a flourishing hub of culture, power, and tradition. It was renowned for its artistic excellence, spiritual significance, and as the cradle of the Yoruba civilization. But despite its rich cultural landscape, Ile-Ife faced a grave threat from the Ugbo people, often referred to as the forest people. These invaders conducted terrifying raids, capturing citizens and spreading fear throughout the kingdom. The people of Ile-Ife believed the Ugbo were spirits due to their elaborate disguises made of raffia palm fronds, which gave them a mysterious and otherworldly appearance. Imagine facing attackers so well concealed that their identities were lost behind layers of intricate raffia, making them seem invincible and supernatural. The fear of these so-called spirits grew with every raid, and confusion spread like wildfire. Yet, amidst this despair, one woman dared to challenge the status quo. Queen Moremi Ajasoro. Moremi, married to Oranmiyan, the son of Oduduwa, carried both the duties of royalty and the heavy responsibility of safeguarding her people. Oduduwa, regarded as the founder and ancestor of the Yoruba people, and Oranmiyan played key roles in Yoruba history. This added even more weight to Moremi's mission, which began with a courageous decision that would change the fate of Ile-Ife. The Ugbo's relentless attacks left the people of Ile-Ife feeling helpless. They were at the brink of giving up hope, their spirits dampened by fear and repeated losses. Seeing the dire situation, Moremi knew that drastic measures were necessary. She sought guidance from the spirit of the Asimirin River, vowing to offer anything the spirit demanded in exchange for a way to save her people. The stakes were incredibly high, but Moremi was prepared to risk everything, even her happiness for her community. In an extraordinary act of courage, Moremi allowed herself to be captured during one of the Ugbo raids. Imagine the tension of that moment, the fear of the unknown, the bravery required to walk into enemy territory willingly, knowing that what lay ahead could mean the end of her life. Her beauty and intelligence captivated the Ugbo ruler, who made her his queen. Despite the perilous circumstances, Moremi maintained her composure and used her new position to gain valuable information about the Ugbo's true nature. Her time in the Ugbo camp was fraught with danger, but Moremi's intelligence was her greatest weapon. She discovered that the Ugbo warriors were not spirits, as her people feared, but men dressed in elaborate raffia costumes designed to intimidate and confuse their enemies. She carefully observed their routines, their weaknesses, and their vulnerabilities, all while hiding her true intentions. Moremi was a queen, but in that moment, she was also a spy, putting her life at risk every day for the sake of Ile-Ife. After gathering all the information she needed, Moremi made her escape, a daring feat that required both courage and cunning. Whether through careful planning or divine intervention, Moremi returned to Ile-Ife, bringing with her the knowledge that would turn the tide of the battle. She revealed the truth to her people. The Ugbo were mere mortals, hiding behind their disguises. With this revelation, the warriors of Ile-Ife prepared themselves for the next invasion. During the next Ugbo raid, the Ife warriors were ready. They set fire to the raffia costumes, exposing the men beneath and stripping away the mystique that had once terrified them. The Ugbo were no longer invincible. They were vulnerable, and the tide of fear turned. The people of Ile-Ife fought back fiercely, and for the first time, they saw victory within their grasp. The strategic brilliance of Moremi's plan led to a decisive victory for Ile-Ife, freeing her people from the grip of the Ugbo's terror. However, Moremi's triumph came at a heavy cost. To fulfill her vow to the spirit of the Esimirin River, she was asked to sacrifice her only son, Ugbo. The grief she felt was unimaginable. Moremi pleaded for a lesser offering, anything else that would satisfy the spirit, but her pleas were in vain. With a heart full of sorrow, she honored her pledge, sacrificing Ugbo for the sake of her people. This ultimate act of sacrifice left a profound impact, not only on Moremi, but on all of Ile-Ife. The community mourned with her, and her actions were forever etched into the history and consciousness of the Yoruba people. Moremi's heroism is commemorated annually through the Edi Festival in Ile-Ife, a celebration of her bravery and selflessness. During this festival, the people honor her memory, reflecting on the courage it took to confront the Ugbo and the sacrifices she made for their freedom. The festival serves as a reminder of the strength it takes to stand up against impossible odds, and the price sometimes paid for freedom. In modern times, her legacy lives on in numerous forms. A 42-foot statue in Ile-Ife, the tallest in Nigeria, stands as a monumental testament to her bravery. The statue captures her strength and resilience, reminding every visitor of her sacrifice. Theatrical productions such as Queen Moremi, the musical, bring her story to new audiences, showcasing her courage and the pivotal role she played in Yoruba history. Educational institutions like Moremi High School and residence halls named in her honor ensure that her story continues to inspire future generations, highlighting the power of leadership, sacrifice, and courage. Queen Moremi's story is powerful because it speaks to the sacrifices we all must sometimes make for a greater cause. In times of crisis, whether for family, community, or cultural preservation, Moremi's courage stands as an example of the powerful impact that one individual can have. Like countless individuals today who make sacrifices that are unseen but essential, Moremi's actions were motivated by her deep love for her people and her commitment to their survival. Have you ever faced a moment when you had to make a difficult choice for the betterment of those around you? Perhaps it was giving up something you value deeply to support a loved one, or standing up for what was right even when it was difficult. Let Moremi's story remind us that strength lies not in avoiding hardship, but in confronting it head-on, even when the cost is high. If Queen Moremi's story moved you, share the word sacrifice in the comments. Let's honor her bravery together. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and support us on Patreon. Your support helps us continue to share these powerful stories from Black history, stories of courage, resilience, and the sacrifices that shaped our world.